Hi friends, thank you so much for being here. Today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of new to me makeup. So these are not necessarily new to the market, but new products that have recently entered my collection. And I have been playing around with most of them. I have the Huda Beauty Naughty Nude palette I've been playing around with. I have these LA Girl Shockwave eyeliners that are really fun. Some new Beauty glosses. Normally I would jump straight into the makeup, but I thought to switch it up, I would show you guys how I actually prep my skin every single time before doing my makeup. So if you want to see how I get from this to this, then let's go. Starting off with skincare, I don't wash my face in the morning. I just take a nice cold wet rag and just take off all of the excess skincare from the night before. So that is all I've done today, and I have been picking at my skin, unfortunately, so I do have some spots going on. First things first is this Calming Intensive Fluid. This is from Cosrx. I start with this first because it gives me a nice exfoliation. This is newer to my skincare collection, and it is the Good Light Moon Glow Milky Toning Lotion. I kept seeing ads about this product for actually like a whole year, and I have tried some stuff from Good Light before, and so far so good. I really like this toning lotion. It is so nourishing, so hydrating, and so refreshing. I have sensitive, acne-prone, dry skin. This feels like a nice drink of water. I always go in with some kind of chapstick or lip mask. It's either this Poppy and Pout Island Coconut Lip Balm. I got this for like $7 off of the Flip app, and I really like it because the ingredients are super simple and it's not too heavy. And I like the packaging. You just push from the bottom. You can push down if you want, but it's completely recyclable. This is my favorite daytime moisturizer of all time, is the Selfless by Hyram Niacinamide Maracuja Moisturizer. I've gone through like 4 of these already. I always buy in bulk. I always buy at least 2 of these every single time, and I need to re-up very soon. If you deal with redness, any kind of sensitivity, or if you have dry skin like myself, you would love this moisturizer. It is so lightweight, so thin, so refreshing, but it deeply nourishes all day. And I really press each skincare product into my skin after I've spread it over my face. I really push that product in, and of course I take everything down my neck as well. I'm just filming and editing and doing chores all day today, and normally I should put on SPF anyway, but like the sun rays never directly enter my home. Like my whole house is turned away from the sun, so do as I say, not as I do. I'm going to skip that step for now and go in with my Hydrating Milky Mist from Pixi. I only have a little bit left. I already bought a backup. I adore this facial mist. I go heavy with this one. I like to let my skincare set in and absorb for a good 30 minutes before I apply my makeup. So I will be right back. Okay, 30 minutes later, I am back. I prepped my eyelids with my Milani eyeshadow primer, and I went ahead and set that with my very busted e.l.f. powder. Everything I use will be in the description box down below, as always. For eyes, I'm going to be using the Naughty Nude eyeshadow palette from Huda Beauty. This was half off on Sephora's website the other day, so I absolutely had to. I've been eyeing this palette quite literally for the past year, and it has not disappointed me. I have been playing with it. I will be using my handy dandy Scotch tape. I'm starting off with this shade right here called Hypnotic, and I'm gonna focus this pretty low onto the lid / into the crease, and I'm gonna blend that onto the tape. Now I'm gonna go into this shade called Rough. on the same blender brush, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just gonna layer these browns. I'm gonna repeat the same step that I did, except I'm gonna take the eyeshadows right here on the inner part of my lid. And I'm actually kind of smoking out my inner corner, and I am bringing some of that color down here so it is more cohesive. But I'm keeping right in the center of my lid blank for the golden tones we're gonna place there. Now I'm going to go into the shade Naughty, do the exact same thing. We're just building up depth and color, slowly building up. And as I go darker, the smaller area I am blending, and the closer to the tape / the lash line I'm blending onto. I'm switching my brush to an e.l.f. flat eyeliner brush, and I'm going to dip into this shade called Spicy. I'm just taking the tiniest little bit, tapping off the excess, and I'm going to go right on top of the lash line in those same areas. With that first blending brush, I'm just gonna lightly go over everything. No excess product on the brush. Now on an e.l.f. fluffy eye blender, I'm going into this shade called Filthy, taking a generous amount of that all over my brush, and I'm just gonna go right above everything that we just did to create a nice transition into our crease. And I am going to dab some of that right in the middle just to highlight. Honestly, this would look really pretty just if you left it like that, but I do want to go in with a little bit of shimmer. I'm going to start off with this really beautiful gold color called Tantric. On my ring finger, I'm going to dab just the tiniest little bit, and I'm going to look down into my mirror and place that right above the lash line in the center. That is so pretty. I am obsessed. Now I could leave it just like this, but I want to be extra. I'm gonna go into this really interesting creamy shade. It feels like a cream to powder, and it's one of those swirly looking colors on a different finger. I'm gonna go in with my middle finger, get some of that Flower Power shade, and do the exact same thing as I did with the Tantric shade. I'm gonna repeat this on this eye, and I'll be right back. Eyes still need a little bit of work. We're gonna clean it up with concealer, of course, all that good jazz. Next is lashes. I've been really loving the Kiss 5-pack Pompadour lashes, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop those on. Final thoughts on the Naughty Nude palette. I love this palette. I'm so glad that I got this palette, especially on a 50% off sale. Would I buy this palette if it were full price? No, and I didn't. If you can get this on a sale, buy it. The textures in here, there's so many fun textures to play with. The mattes are so pigmented and smooth and creamy and blendable, and all of the shimmers and glitters and different textures in here are absolutely fantastic. Before I put on any face makeup, I'm gonna go back in with my Hydrating Milky Mist. And I also am gonna top it off with my Milk Makeup Hydrogrip. This is holding on for dear life. I'm trying so hard to finish it. I'm using my SHEGLAM foundations today. I'm going to be mixing the shades Butterscotch and Golden. I'm somewhere in between these right now. So that is Golden, and then this one, which is quite lighter, is Butterscotch. I like to blend this out with an LBF number 2, any kind of foundation brush first. I will just do stamping motions, make sure that I blend down onto my neck. Okay, so once I feel good about the blending, I do take my sponge. This is a damp sponge, and I go over and I get all of that excess. And the sponge soaks up a lot of that excess because this foundation can feel and look heavy if you don't do this. Next is concealer, and I've been really loving this concoction, the Huda Beauty Faux Filter, along with the Physicians Formula Butter Glow. They are basically polar opposites of each other, but they create a perfect blurred, soft, matte kind of look. So I start off with the Butter Glow. I use mostly that, and I'm placing it lower because we are going to be going in with some lower lash work. So I'm not going to take the concealer up all the way into the creases, and I'm just going to dab the Huda Beauty one right on top. With that same sponge, I like to hold my mirror up a little bit higher and look up like this. And I really dab into place for a couple seconds. So I maintain that coverage exactly where I put the concealer. I'm gonna put the tiniest bit of that Huda Beauty concealer right here. Next is powder, going in with my Cherry Blossom powder, also from Huda Beauty. I've actually been doing way less powder than I normally have, especially underneath the eyes. And in these smile lines, I've been realizing that if I put more powder, it actually makes the creasing and dryness worse. Like, duh. But it's summer and I've just been like piling on the powder. But lately, I've realized that I actually just really don't need as much as I thought. I'm going to take this tiny little LBE 6 brush, and I'm going to look up again, and I'm just gonna place this right where the crease is. I'm actually not gonna set any of this underneath. And I actually don't put any powder anywhere else on my face because I like to use a setting spray as my primer, and I really hydrate my skin. I find that my makeup just sits way better that way. Again, I do have dry skin, so keep that in mind. As we are finishing up the lash line, let's talk about these LA Girl Shockwave eyeliners. I've already raved about these before. The black one is my favorite smudgy black eyeliner. Their lip liners, the Shockwave lip liners, are also really great, a really great affordable lip liner option. But I haven't tried the other neon shades, and I haven't tried the metallic formula either, so I'm gonna go ahead and give these a swatch. So I went ahead and swatched the metallic one. This is probably my favorite one that I've gotten. This is in the shade Ocean. This next one is in the neon formula, and this is in the shade Electric. I just want to show you guys how creamy and pigmented these are. They are absolutely phenomenal. Ocean, Electric, Gotcha, and Vivid. I will show you guys how budge proof these are after they set down, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the shade Vivid in my waterline. Now these definitely show up more vibrant on top of the lid on the waterline, except for the metallic one. This one is just super pigmented and creamy no matter where you put it. But I do find with these more pastel neon shades from the Shockwave line, they do show up more on the skin, more so than on the waterline, but I can still tell that I am wearing a purple eyeliner in the waterline. And to finish the lower lash line, I'm going back in with that e.l.f. flat eyeliner brush, starting with this shade Juicy. Next, I'm gonna use Naughty. I'm taking the tiniest bit of the spicy shade, that darkest shade we went in with earlier. And when it gets to the inner corner, I'm going to kind of lay my brush flat and just wiggle straight across. That same golden shade we first started with, the tantric shade, I'm gonna go ahead and dab just a tiny bit right above that darkness that we just created. I do want it to be a little bit more bright, so I'm gonna go in with that Flower Power shade. And let's see how smudge proof these LA Girl eyeliners are. The proof is in the pudding. You guys saw for yourself. These have really good lasting power. The colors are so fun. Halo Glow Liquid Contour for bronzer today. I'm I forgot to mention this in the intro, but I also have a new blush from Tower 28. I've already talked about how much I love their Beach Please tinted balms, and this is in a new shade called Party Hour. Now it looks really intimidating, very violet lavender in the pan. So this is how it looks on my finger, and I'll do a little swatchy poo for you. So this is it quite sheared out. So it's really not as loud and intimidating as you might think it is. I'm gonna put my blush pretty high up today. I love this blush. It is so fun, especially for summer. I went ahead and I did brows off camera. I literally used the same 2 or 3 things every single time. So didn't feel like that was necessary today. Before I do lower lash mascara and lips, I'm going to set my face with the Kylie Ray Surf Proof Setting Spray. This is fantastic, especially for summer. So REM Beauty released a limited edition Thank You Next lip glosses. I have the shades Needy and Thank You Next. So here is a swatch of the 2 glosses. This one right here, this one is Needy. It's kind of like a pinkish coral. Both of these do have a lot of shimmer in them. And then this one is the shade Thank You Next. I'm already familiar with this formula. I have their plumping lip gloss in the shade VCR. I've used this so much that the REM Beauty logo has rubbed off. These, one of the top recommendations from REM Beauty. If you're gonna try REM Beauty, specifically if you're interested in a lip product out of anything, these are my top pick. I'm going to show you guys a lip combination that I've discovered with my favorite shade, Thank You Next. First, I'm going to line my lips with the Moira Signature Lip Pencil in the shade Sandy Brown. I did a swatch of it right here. So this is Sandy Brown just by itself. If you are looking for a lip liner that is very comparable to the NYX Suede Matte lip liners, but just like a little bit more creamy, these Moira Signature Lip Pencils, these are literally $5. Absolutely fantastic. Like, do you see that shine? The metallic shimmeriness of these lip glosses is very 90s to me, and I love it. All right, guys, and this is the final look. I loved everything that I showed you guys today. Per usual, everything will be in the description box down below in case you are interested. If you liked this video, if you liked this look, if you want more new makeup content, tutorials, get ready with me's, like, comment, subscribe. You already know the drill. I'm sending you guys so much love and light, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!